For Mira, moving to the city had been a big decision, one she'd made to push herself out of her comfort zone. But now, living in the cramped apartment on the edge of town, she found herself questioning her choice. The walls were thin, the noises from the street never quite stopped, and her neighbors were either too distant or too involved. Her job didn't help much either. Long hours at the office, a sea of faceless people, and endless meetings that seemed to stretch on forever. The stress had started to pile up. There was no time to make friends or build connections, just a dull cycle of work, eat, sleep, and repeat. One evening, when the weight of the day felt too heavy to bear, Mira found herself scrolling aimlessly through forums and message boards, looking for something to take her mind off the monotony. It was then that she came across an unusual post. It was buried deep in a thread about obscure gain. A test of courage, the forum post had said. A way to invite something from the other side, if you dare. It was called Red Eyes in the Water. The rules were simple. You bathe at night, turn off the lights, and fill the tub until it's high enough to submerge yourself. Then, as you close your eyes, you whisper, "Red eyes, red eyes, do you see me?" You repeat it over and over until you feel it, until you know you're not alone anymore. Then you get out, and for the next day, you will not be alone. You must never let it catch you. Mira had always loved horror stories, but she didn't really believe them. That night, curiosity got the best of her. The tub filled slowly, the pipes groaning in protest. She shut off the bathroom light, shrouding herself in near darkness, the glow from the hallway spilling weakly beneath the door. She stepped into the water. It was warm, comforting even. Red eyes, do you see me?" She whispered it softly at first. Then again, and again. The water lapped against her skin, the sound unnervingly loud. Then something changed. A shift, like the weight of the air had doubled. Mira held her breath. She opened her eyes. Nothing. The tiny bathroom was empty, except for her. The water was still. She exhaled, laughing at herself. "Idiot," she muttered, standing up. Then she saw the reflection. Not in the mirror, but in the water. A shape just behind her, barely visible in the darkness. A head, a pair of eyes, red and leaking. The next thing she knew, it was already the next day. She woke up in her bed, her memory vague, but she remembered that pair of eyes. Vivid red eyes. She tried to act normal, but she knew something was wrong. At work, she felt watched. On the train, a reflection in the window, eyes staring. At lunch, her co-worker, Mira, waved a hand in front of her face. "Mira, you okay?" She forced a smile. "Yeah, just tired." But her hands were shaking. She tried to remember the rules from the forum. The game wasn't over yet. She had to avoid looking directly at it. Never turn her head too quickly. And most importantly, she had to end the game properly. The final step was simple. At exactly midnight, she had to turn to the eyes and say the words, "I see you." Then she had to run. If she did it right, the entity would be banished. If she failed, well, the forum had been vague about that. Mira paced, her heart hammering in her chest. Every shadow in the corners of the room felt wrong. Then, a breath, right behind her. She bit her lip, forcing herself not to react. Her fingers curled into fists. Now, Mira spun around. "I see you." Her voice rang out, sharp and desperate. Something shifted in the dark. A wet, rasping breath. A shape, lunging toward her. Mira ran away with everything she got. The air behind her was heavy, the floor seeming to stretch, each step taking longer than it should. The door, so far away. The apartment was empty. Mira never spoke about that night. She moved out a week later, refusing to step into that bathroom again. She stopped reading horror forums. She never played another game. And she never ever bathed with the lights off again. But sometimes, just sometimes, she swore she could still see them. Red eyes. Watching. Waiting. Thank you for listening to today's story. If you enjoyed this eerie tale, don't forget to leave a like, and if you crave more chilling narratives, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Until next time.